Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. So fresh off watching the Robert Easter Jr. versus Mikey Garcia fight. I'm late to the party with it because I had some plans for the night. Unfortunately, so I had to catch the fight. I had to catch a replay of it. And yo, man, what a fight! What a fight! What a fight! What a fight! Robert Easter Jr. loses his IBF title to Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia now becoming a 5-time world champion. Man, hats off to Mikey Garcia and his entire corner. And let's get right to it, man. I mean, I'm sure everybody notices the obvious thing. Robert Easter Jr. coming into this fight, attempting to fight tall, something that the fans, coaches, everybody and their mamas have been saying that they wanted from Robert Easter Jr. But like I've stated in previous videos, long before this fight, the day that Robert Easter Jr. starts to fight tall, he would need a couple fights to adjust. You can't just all of a sudden be fighting one way for so long and then just say, oh, well, I'm just going to fight tall this fight against one of the best fighters in the world. You know what I mean? Robert Easter Jr. needed a tune-up or two to adjust to his new coach and to his new style that he wants to employ, but they never gave him that. And so in this particular fight, he basically had to learn on the job. You know what I mean? And that's what I saw, a guy in there who wanted to fight tall. He did try something different, but he only gave you a piece of what was needed to fully take on that style. Now, you got to just do more than just flick a jab out there and moving around and flicking a jab out there. You got to learn how to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. You got to know when to go downstairs. You got to know when to take that step backwards. You got to stay off the ropes. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of things that I've seen that Robert Easter Jr. just was not doing. I mean, he did very good at flicking his jab out there. Very good at trying to keep Mikey at bay. But the power of Robert Easter Jr. is not nearly as good as Mikey's. And on top of that, by him only doing one piece, if you will, of that style, it just wasn't enough to keep Mikey off him. Mikey's boxing IQ is just way too good. I've stated in the past that Mikey doesn't do a lot of things super special. That's the whole thing, you know. Mikey just gives you something basic things, but the basic things that he does them well, and he does them with timing. You know what I mean? I think most importantly in this fight right here was that Mikey Garcia's balance. As he was walking Robert Easter Jr. down the entire fight, he was always on both feet. You know what I'm saying? He always had both feet flat on the ground. And when he was punching, he was bringing those punches from his waist. And it's like, yo, Robert Easter Jr., him attempting to fight tall and use his jab out there, every time he misses a punch, he was always out of position defensively. It can easily be countered. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't giving himself the right positioning for most of the fight. And that's something I think Mikey figured out early. Now, Mikey became aggressive for most of this fight. Right here, he was walking Robert Easter Jr. down. Wasn't doing nearly that great of a job at cutting off the ring, but still, yet and still, by him being the, far as height-wise, smaller fighter, but far as weight-wise, the bigger fighter, I mean, Mikey Garcia fought the absolute perfect freaking fight. I thought he could have went downstairs a little more, probably a little better against Robert Easter Jr. But, yo, man, other than that, Mikey Garcia once again did one of his, like, basic but great performances. And I know that may be a little confusion, but it was a basic but great performance. And that's always how I leave Mikey Garcia's fights, man. But man, oh man. But Robert Easter Jr., man, he gonna be okay, man. I think he need to stick with Kevin Cunningham. Another thing that Robert Easter Jr. got to understand, sometimes you don't have to fight the same way the entire fight. If you want to mix it up and do bring the dog out of you, certain parts of the fight, because I believe it was like round, I want to say 9, where Robert Easter Jr. made like a last stand, man, where that old Robert Easter Jr. came out briefly for a second and he got into like a phone booth back and forth with Mikey Garcia, and he was having a bit of success. Now, you know, when Robert Easter Jr. fights that way, it turns a lot of fans off because they want to see him fight tall. But just because, like I said, there's fans that want to see you fight tall doesn't mean that you have to fight that way the entire fight. Turn the dog on, turn the dog off. Turn the dog on, turn the dog off. As simple as that, you know what I mean? But, of course, Robert Easter Jr. just got like tunnel vision and got stuck in it, just flicking the jab out there and moving, flicking the jab out there and moving. His countering wasn't that great. His body work wasn't that great. Just an incomplete performance. And I think if he sticks in that style and he continues to go forward and fight other people the way he fought Mikey Garcia, it will become more natural to him. It will become second nature to him, but it will take some time. I mean, this is a dude who's used to bringing his dog out whenever he feels like, you know what I mean? So it's something new to him, man. It's something very, very new to him. Real talk. So Robert Easter Jr. losing his title, he'll be okay. He'll still have good other fights at 135. Maybe he'll look to eventually move up to 40. I mean, I think Robert Easter should stay at 35 for a bit because power-wise, man, it's very concerning how Mikey was just able to walk through his shots just like it wasn't nothing. When every time Robert was connecting with right hands and he was connecting with jabs, and it was just Mikey was just shaking it off, walking it on through. You know what I mean? So, yo, man, I don't know, man. Robert Easter Jr., I think he needs to stay at 35 for just a little bit. Why? I don't want to see him moving up, fighting with the Regis Prograis of the world, man. It's just right now, he still looks like a 135 fighter. And I don't know, that's kind of, broad to say, but he just looks like a 135 fighter. I'm sorry. He punches like a 135 fighter. His punch resistance is the punch resistance of a 135 fighter. So I just think he need to stay right there where he at, man, and look to rebuild, get a couple soft touches, and hopefully get back into major contention. Now, the politics at 135 are not that kind of Robert Easter Jr., given that Mikey Garcia and Vasyl Lomachenko are the two top dogs now probably at that weight class. Maybe Jorge Linares, it'd be something possible for Robert Easter Jr., but yeah, man, as of now, the two top dogs, pretty much Lomachenko is over on the top rank side, and he's just recently losing to Mikey Garcia. We'll see which way he goes, but he'll still be a formidable name at 35. And I hope he continues with Kevin Cunningham as well. But as for Mikey Garcia, man, Mikey Garcia, here we go with this Errol Spence Jr. crap, man. Oh, Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence Jr. And, people are really believing that this is a real deal. Like, Mikey is talking about it so much that it's almost he's talking into fruition in a way. You know what I'm saying? We seen Errol Spence Jr. at ringside last night. It's like when you bring this question to everybody, whether it's Robert Garcia, his brother, or Richard Schaefer, the promoter, it's like, they're not happy about that move. They're not ecstatic about that move. It's a lot of hesitation in their voice. They just like, we hear. I mean, if that's what Mikey wants, if the people ask for it, then, of course, we'll look to do it maybe on a pay-per-view. And I'm like, first, like I told people, I'm like, nah, man, Mikey just doing this for clout. He clout chasing, man. He using the name, and he would want to associate his name with Errol Spence Jr. But now I'm like, you think of the kind of person that Mikey Garcia really is. I mean, let's not forget, he was willing to face Miguel Cotto at one time, I'm sure, if the money was right. Man, but however, he peeped that, Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya was trying to lock him into a deal if he wins, so he backed out of that situation. But Mikey likes money. He wants to be up at the top of the boxing game. And what other way to do it than to make a attempt to be great and go up 2 weight classes like Kell Brook did, like other fighters in the past have did, in an attempt to be the world champion. But I'm just like, it's hard for me to wrap my head around it, truth be told. I mean, I look at the body of Mikey Garcia and it's like, dude, yeah, he can fight at 140 perhaps, but he still looks kind of soft. I mean, looks can be deceiving, but I just think I look at Errol Spence Jr. and the body type of a Mikey Garcia, and man, I could just hear the broken ribs from here. You know what I mean? But I mean, hey, Mikey Garcia has been counted out so many times to the point where you just can't count him out no more. I mean, you just can't do it. You can't say what he does so awesomely great other than the fact that he has this awesome ring IQ. He knows when to throw punches. He knows how to tame you with simply a jab, when to throw the jab, how to throw the jab. I don't know, man. Mikey and Errol Spence Jr., it just doesn't even sound right to me. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Errol Spence Jr. won't get major accolades from that fight. It's a stay busy thing for him. It's a thing to keep him on pay-per-view maybe, or put him on pay-per-view, or get his name up there. But far as from a competition and, ranking standpoint, if you will, like, Errol Spence Jr. should be Mikey Garcia, truth be told. But I don't want to see this happen. I like to see when other fighters in the past did it. I just don't want to. I think Mikey has more than enough opponents at 35 and 140. We clearly want to see him and Lomachenko. Let's just be honest. It's like he's talking over that fight, around that fight. And he wants to go to Earl Spence Jr., but clearly we want Vasyl Lomachenko, but Richard Schaefer and Bob Arum is not going to do any business together. You can trust and believe that. So it's like that makes that fight that much harder to make, man. It's like, that sucks. That sucks real bad. Now, how about this, though? I mean, my thing is that, well, I understand this, and it's good for Mikey to challenge Earl Spence Jr., but Mikey Garcia versus Terrence Bud Crawford at one time was a realistic possibility. And it's been said for a long time that Mikey has been avoiding Terrence Crawford. This is a fighter who's just recently left 140. Now, that would be more understandable than to say you want the big, bad Earl Spence Jr., Joe. Like, I mean, hats off to Mikey for showing heart. But, man, I mean, if he wants it, fuck it. Give it to him, man. If he wants it, give it to him. I say he do it. I don't think it's a smart fight. It comes with a built-in excuse. He's going up 2 weight classes. He's not supposed to win anyway. He'll get a big check from it. It'll be a pay-per-view thing. If he loses, it'll be no harm, no foul. It's all a win-win-win for Mikey Garcia. And listening to Earl Spence Jr., he's down to play ball too, but it's just like, if it happens, great. Is it something I'm checking for? Not really. So we'll see how this works itself out. We want to see Lomachenko. I'd like to see a Regis Prograis and Mikey Garcia, very possible fight. Why is Mikey Garcia not talking that up? The winner of the World Boxing Super Series tournament that's at 140. I'd like to see Mikey Garcia against that guy. There are names out there that Mikey Garcia can fight and politically align very well for Mikey Garcia. But Mikey Garcia said he wants to go for the big one. I guess those fights don't, do much for Mikey. They don't entertain him much. They don't motivate him much. They don't give him a reason to want to get out of the bed in the morning, according to Mikey. But it's a fight of the caliber of Earl Spence Jr. that makes him want to get in that ring, get out of the bed in the morning, and become motivated. So if that's the case, so be it. But it comes with no excuses, Mikey. None whatsoever. Do not expect special treatment. Oh, you were supposed to lose. No. People should rag on you all the same. Because let's not forget, Mikey was willing to go up to 54. So, we'll see, man. We'll see how it works out. I don't know. I'm not checking for it. Like I said before, I'd rather see him do some more damage at 140 and 135, but we'll see how it goes. So to the next video, Main Man Made Man. Don't forget to subscribe. Twitter, Made Man 511. Facebook, Main Man Made Man Boxing Forum. Google Plus, Main Man Made Man. Mikey Garcia, man. There's a lot of people accuse Mikey Garcia looking past Robert Easter Jr. this fight, so that's what makes it so much bad that Robert Easter Jr. lost the way he did. Oh, I forget to mention there was a knockdown in this fight. But the knockdown, it was just a matter of Mikey once again getting into solid position. He came in there with the 1-2, the jab and the right hand, which then put him in a position to come right back with that left hook. It was beautiful. It was freaking beautiful. And that's one of the things that Robert Easter Jr. will have to learn with this new fighting tall stance. And that is to always have yourself in position after you punch to either counter or to either, be defensive. And in last night's fight, Robert Easter Jr. didn't do a good job at that. We'll see. So to the next video. Peace out. Y'all.